Hey guys, and welcome to August 2012 TF2 Frag movies of 2012. I think I said 2012 already. Now, I'm gonna have to lay this down because today it's part one of a two-parter for August. That's right. So how does that make sense when I'm doing top 5? No. Like I said in my previous, on July, Bones had released a Boneyard Productions movie contest, and in July I had reviewed 11 movies that were released because I was one of the official judges, and so I decided to go through every single movie. And then I went through July, went through 11 movies, and then I got to August, and then I realized that there was a lot more. There are 19 more. So I'm going to do this 10, and it's gonna actually be a countdown. So it's gonna be gonna be counting down from lowest to highest. Part 2 is going to be pretty much the top 10 for the Boneyard's production movie. And like I said, a lot of the good editors released all their movies just before the deadline, so a lot of the big name editors do appear in this month, and will most likely be in the second part. So just going to go through all these movies, and then tomorrow we'll round up and I'll announce how I rated all the other movies. So it's been 1 minute and 30 seconds, so let's get started. I'm going to have the sound for the Frag movies in. I'm hoping copyright issues doesn't make much of a difference, because I'm going to lower the volume and I'm going to be talking over it. So I'm hoping YouTube doesn't detect that shit, right? Otherwise I'll have to start singing over it, and you guys don't want to hear that because I'm tone deaf. So let's get started, because it's reaching 2 minutes and I have 9 movies to go through. So first up we have HOTM Brazil by Esquilado, and so starting from the bottom, unfortunately. Interesting song, first off. Gautier, a remix of it. Doesn't really suit TF2, but once again, I'm not one to critique music. What this movie is, it's kind of just a lot of small mistakes coming together, and just kind of a lot of negatives that come down. So, this intro smooth isn't actually as smooth. You can see from the jagged movements there's actually SDV footage, and it's just not done that well. You got the cinema bars, low FPS, no frame blending. It takes a while to actually get started, and the footage is laggy when it comes in. There's not much use of sync, and for some reason one of the clips has the mouse cursor in it, which actually makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I do not understand how you can get a mouse cursor into the actual footage. So that actually just dragged it down a lot, because it actually confused me more than anything else. Anyway, what I gave this in the end was a 50 out of 100. So we're moving on. We have Kosher by Trath. So this movie, I think Trath had a lot of issues with copyright issues with the song. So I'm hoping this part of the movie doesn't actually screw up my video. If not, I'm going to start talking a lot over it so that they don't actually detect anything. Anyway, when it comes to Kosher, the intro, it's a bit jerky. It's supposed to be a smooth, and I always like, the thought, it's a smooth, so why isn't it smooth? It's kind of plain text is kind of you kind of want more in an editing competition. It is a contest, and a little bit of effort into the font would be appreciated. That clip, a bit random, a bit of darkness. He said that this is an incomplete movie, so I don't know why that was there. So there are some periods where there are no sounds. There's just a lot of inconsistencies. The transitions, it's like this, not that great. Just sometimes transitions is just something that you really need to keep simple sometimes. There are some periods where he does have the commentary down, but it's just not done too well, because it's mostly just along a smooth and doesn't actually show the thing too well. So I guess this movie has a lot of elements in which you would see like in a good movie, but it hasn't been pulled off too well. So in the end I gave it a 65 out of 100. Okay, moving on to We Can Make the World Stop by Juxpa. So, I guess this movie, the main thing that stands out is Glitch Mob. Everyone loves Glitch Mob, but no, just that CD spinning, everyone loves that. It's kind of taken off since the Moments of Glory from Lucky Luke, and it's just I never really liked it, and that wasn't done too well. Player, you know, kind of tabs. I see what he's doing, but it just needs to be just a bit more polished right now. It just doesn't look that great. This movie has a lot of smooths that I think are quite unnecessary. He kind of goes through like 2 or 3 smooths sometimes for, you know, like actually just one clip. So yeah, it's just unnecessary sometimes because it's just that, you know, 1 kill or maybe 2. So yeah, 1 smooth is enough for it. So once again, there's no syncing, especially for Glitch Mob movie, in which Glitch Mob song, that you can actually so many opportunities to actually do syncing, and it's yeah, not utilized too well. And there's just the 3D bullet, in which a lot of people try out. I'm not sure if he got it from Video Copilot, but it wasn't executed too well. So in the end, I gave this a 70 out of 100. So moving on, we have Afterglow by Woody. So this movie, the first thing that stands off, I know I'm talking a lot about font, and someone did mention, yeah, I shouldn't just say bad font, but I guess the way I'm seeing it is that it doesn't suit. I mean, you can always just use the TF2 font, and a lot of people do that, but this kind of curly cursive font really doesn't suit TF2, and just having it plain, you know, doesn't really do much. So anyway, moving on. This movie is you know, it's nice in the fact that it's got this calm music, and he's got rid of the in-game sound. Usually I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm guessing since the music's so calm, he wanted to keep the sound out. But you know, some examples of, you know, some good movies with calm music, you could still have in-game music, and I still prefer to have the in-game music inside the song. And what you just saw there, Sony Vegas glitch when you have low memory, really something that you should see. And then, like, if you're too lazy to re-render the movie, then I'm gonna have to like deduct points. Otherwise, you know, he's got the frags, you know, it's synced alright, third persons and all that, he does an okay job. So in the end, I gave Woody a 70 out of 100 for this movie. So next we have Awesome Juice by Pork and Pork Productions. So yeah, I guess, yeah, the intro is a bit too fast. I mean, there wasn't much to it. It was just 2 soldiers giving each other a high five. I didn't even really see what the name of the title was, even though I know what it is. You know, a lot of the times you don't want to criticize, especially a lot of people say you don't need color correction for TF2, but just a little bit, just to bring out the colors, especially since, you know, everyone's used to it, kind of it's dull on YouTube and all that. So a lack of color correction, yeah, the transitions aren't that fantastic. There are some instances where he uses a full HUD, just really small mistakes that yeah, add up. And yeah, but in the end, frags are really good in this movie. He does yeah, an okay job with everything. But yeah, so there weren't that many negatives, but once again, there weren't too many pluses with the movie as well. So in the end, maybe it's because it's a soldier movie and I'm a soldier, but I gave this a 75 out of 100. Next we have Various by oh god, who's this by? Opti. There we go. Thanks for saving my ass there. And 21st Sucks Studios Productions. And so this movie, as you can see straight off, it's got the, well, I guess I'd like to say the NAF style of editing. Very stop-start, a lot of forced editing, and I'm not a big fan of this at all. You don't need to stop-start for every single beat. You don't need to do a motion blur for every single beat. You don't need to do some screen tilts and all that. Just the Frags can do its own talking, so that's just a big negative when it comes to me, and I guess that's what dragged us down, because otherwise good smooth third persons and all that, Frags are all good. It's just this editing style. Some people like it, but frankly I guess you can't please everyone, but yeah, I don't like it. Another thing, this song by The Chemist, been used before. I guess I cannot blame him, but this was used back in 2009 in the PLDX competition, which I won. So, okay, overused song. It's just something to point out, but okay. Moving on. It's Mitz presents Static Clean. So this movie, very nice intro here. I kind of like it. A bit of the screen shake. Attempt at the 3D tracking, which I find did quite well. Funky colors, but overall, I guess this intro, it does the job alright. Masking could use a bit of work just there. So this movie is about the Portuguese community. And yeah, the Frags are good. It's got the epic music, so yeah, he's working with a lot of slow-mo footage, but he does do well, I guess, in yeah, having good Frags there. Really nice sync, and nice editing, very clean. Color correction is nice. The song is very loud. Yeah, it's just those small things that add up once again. These just kind of just makes it not so polished. So so it includes kind of the cinema bars with font, just maybe just a bit cleaner, added a drop shadow maybe, who knows. There's the weapon model glitch for old demos occurs, and Freezer had actually released some fixes for those weapon models. I'm not sure if they really work, but yeah, it's just small things that add up. And there's also another used song in this movie. This song was actually used in the TF2 Highlander movie by Cube. So yeah, I mean, that was such a big movie, so I'm surprised, like, there's no excuse not to know this. Yeah, anyway, I gave this a 75 out of 100. Previous movie also gave 75 out of 100. So now we have Wildfire and his movie Pocket Rockets. So I guess the main thing with this movie I do like is, yeah, it's a TF2 combo movie, which actually isn't done actually too often. I can't actually think of just a a movie just dedicated to the pocket soldier and the medic. So kudos to him for doing this. And I guess he does have a nice way of with the player tags. Is actually the pocket aces up in the top left. So the ace of spades is the soldier, and the ace of hearts is when it's the medic. So I thought that was a very, very nice and simple way of differentiating the clips, even though you can pretty much tell. But so he's kept this theme of the pocket rockets, so pocket aces. Song Linkin Park, well, it is always used a lot in all types of movies. So, but I'm not going to blame it with. I'm not going to blame the Linkin Park, but this song was used by Ragard in his 31 Gaming movie. So, and I think in another movie. So that's 3 movies in a row that has overused songs. Not overused songs, but previously used songs. So I gave Pocket Rockets 75 out of 100. cool. It's nearing 15 minutes and I need to finish this up. So next we have Crystallize, TF2 movie by Walker. Very nice song by Lindsey Sterling, a very talented violinist. Dubstep violin. This movie, nice intro, nice smooth, nice color correction. So I guess once again it's all the small things, that kind of color thing that everyone loves to do. I'm not sure why everyone loves it so much. Yeah, so once again, the transitions, yeah, these colors, he uses a bit too much. The transition of the iris with the whiteness, I'm not sure why you need that there. It's not too much syncing with the music, unfortunately, even though this provides so much opportunities to do it. But yeah, once again, small things that add up. Choppy, smooth sometimes, inconsistencies here and there. Colors, once again, you can really see that's where it suffers from. And so yeah, but overall it's a nice movie. There's color corrections, frags and all that. He knows what he's doing, Walker. So I gave this a 75 out of 100. So all these 75s are kind of striated differently. I just had to give it a score. Next movie we have up is Ripped. I guess this movie does lack frame blending. It's featuring Dorky and it's by not sure who it's by, unfortunately. It says Roma Backup, but I don't know who that is. So sorry about that, but yeah, no color correction is a bad thing. The smooths could use a bit more work, but you know, the frags are they're good frags, scout frags, very fast-paced action. He does have some added editing that it's not over the top and does well to actually just complement the movie and not actually be too detracting. Twitch effect is a bit much, but so there's an example of the editing. So yeah, coming up like that, very simple thing, but yeah, just it's very subtle and nice. But otherwise, yeah, a bit more color correction, some high FPS recording with frame blending, and this would have been a pretty good movie. And I gave it a 75. So many 75s. So all the movies are just kind of at this level that it's kind of, they know what they're doing. Yes, you can record frags. Yes, you can chuck it to a song. But you just need that added bit of style, bit of a theme. You know, working a lot with the music. So you really got to think about all these things before you kind of start. And this leads us to the last song, which is The Art of Killing by Phalanx, which is his first movie, his first TF2 movie, and I was quite impressed by this movie. Intro, I'm pretty sure, I think that's Source filmmaker there. Actually, I'm positive it is. Or so, yeah, Source filmmaker footage that doesn't look bad. So that's a plus. It actually adds to the actual movie. This intro, like no sound, really it's a build up, and he uses this text well, and his build up to the actual start is something that I find quite nice. Unfortunately, it kind of, the transition with the song that we will see incoming, it doesn't do the best work, and I guess that's one thing that TF2 movie makers suffer from. It's song transition, but yeah, the title is nice, so you know, to nothing. Actually, no, that song transition's alright. I think it's actually yeah, it's actually, that's not so bad. Okay, I'm just reading off my previous reviews. Some transitions aren't so bad, but there are actually a lot of songs which he changes through, which I always find is a bit of a negative. He's used that slam by Pendulum, which is used a lot, especially Pendulum. So we have both Pendulum and Glitch Mob featured. Otherwise, this is a good movie, good color corrections, frags. He's done things well. So in the end, I gave this an 80 out of 100. I'll close this now, and I just kind of like to say thanks to everyone who has subscribed and has been watching all this. I'm surprised people do watch this, and this is 20 minutes, so anyone who's still watching this and is listening to me right now, kudos to you. That's right, you. I'll cut this off right now, because seriously, anyone who's listened to me talk for 20 minutes definitely needs a break. Next time, I'm going to count down the top 10 from the Boneyards movie competition. It's not going to be the official top 10, it's going to be what I rated the top 10, and so I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.